Okay, so now it's time for the big question with this woodworking side hustle slash business. How to price your products. This is a big debate. This is a big question for everyone. What is your product worth? And is there a magic formula for this? I'm going to go into detail about all of this. It actually may surprise you with what I'm about to say, but it's the truth. You're only going to get the truth on this channel, so thanks for tuning into this video. Make sure to smash that subscribe button, hit that notification bell if you like these types of videos. And again, today we are talking about how to price your items. Okay, so in traditional business, there is a typical formula on pricing any type of an item. It goes the amount of cost, the material that goes into it, the labor that goes into it, and then there's a multiplier that people typically add in for wear and tear on equipment. I've seen a lot of carpenters try to do this. A lot of woodworkers try to implement this formula into their pricing. And yes, that is right for some types of carpentry. And no, that is completely wrong for other types. So it is completely wrong for side hustle, small item type of woodworking. But what it is right for is, let's say that you decide to do custom work. Then you have to use this formula because every customer may ask for something different. Let's say you're doing custom tables and this customer wants it 6 foot and this customer wants it 8 foot. Yes, you're going to have to use this formula because your material is going to change. The hours that you put into this is going to change. Okay, so we're going to say a table, and this is a custom item, and you've decided to build a 6 foot table for a customer. The cost of the material, everything that it's going to take to build this table, add that up. How many hours is this project going to take you to build? Okay, you have to put a value on your time. In business, it's called the time value of money. What every hour that you are doing something, what that is worth. You know, whether it's building a table or whether it's back at work working overtime. So you have to come up with that. If you don't know that, use just like a round number. I say 30 bucks. You may go a little cheaper to start with, but that's up to you. And then you're going to multiply that by, you add those two together, multiply it by whatever multiplier that you're going to come up with. The multiplier is just picking up the wear and tear on equipment, and it's also picking up the things that you may not have added into the material cost. You add those two together, times it by your multiplier. This is the cost of the product. The reason why this does not work for non-custom items. So right now, cutting boards, charcuterie boards, all that stuff, you know, it's hot. I'm not saying go out and build those, but I'm gonna use those as an example. The reason why is because there's so much competition for the exact same type of things out there that no one cares about your time value of money. Nobody cares about what you're worth at work or wherever. They only care about the price. So it's like when they go into a big box store and they see, hey, here's a banana, you know, they're not going to think in their head, well, the people picking these bananas, you know, made this much, and the person growing the banana tree has it. They don't care. If you're not doing customs, you're making a finished product that they would just be buying just like they were buying it from Walmart or buying it from a big box store or anywhere else. So you cannot factor in the time value of money. The time value of money will be factored in at the very beginning before you even decide to build it. So this is going to be factored into the research. Okay. Going back to the cutting board, if you're saying, hey, this cutting board is going to take me, you know, an hour to build, and I'm going to have $20 in material in it, and they're only selling for $22, well, that's a no-brainer. Okay, so that's where the time value of money comes in for the pricing. In your pre-homework, before you build your first item, you already know what you're going to be selling it for, okay? And you have to do the research to see if there's a market for it at that price. And with a lot of these products, if it's super unique, like a lot of the things that I've showed you how to build already, if there's not any competition out there, if there's not any local competition, you can really sell it for high. The more competition, the lower your price. It's works for you. So an example, this shelf, I did not factor in any type of formula, anything like that whenever I went to first start making these shelves. What I did was I liked the shelf. The competition was low. What they were selling for online was very high. They weren't exactly like this, but they were similar. So it gave me the idea of trying to make it. Got my graphing paper out, drew some things out, and kind of came up with a rough estimate on what that would cost me to make. Okay, then once I got that, I'm like, hey, that's not bad. I can make that for, starting out was around $50, and I started buying in bulk and brought it down to about $35. Like, that's not bad, $50. I know I could get 150 out of it, 200. So after I had a rough idea on material and what this thing would cost me to build, I kind of had a rough idea on how long that it would take. I didn't know for sure. So we built a test model. I built my very first one. The first one always takes the longest. Okay, you can pretty much cut your time in half. By the time you get this figured out, you've taken your notes, throughout the whole process of making this. So I had a worst case scenario of how long it took me to make it. And I think that the first one took me a couple of hours. Figured it up, the cost of the unit, the couple of hours that it took me to make it, and I ended up almost cutting that time in half before it was all said and done. And I was making over 100% profits. That's what I'm talking about when I'm saying you need to come up with your price before you even make an item, because that's going to determine whether you make it in the first place or not. You do not need to waste your time with making products that everyone else is making, because you're not going to be able to compete with their prices. Don't try to. Who would want to? Who would want to be that unoriginal? Be original, be creative, be you, put it into your work, make people want your work, make people want to drive to come and to get it, to pay for the shipping if that's what you want to do. Be special, make it special, make it you, your own twist, your own signature. And like I was saying, you can do this with just about anything, and you will sell it, all right? I promise you, it works. Get away from all the plans. Use them as bases. Yes, base plans are awesome, but then put your twist to it, make it your own, and sell it. Take notes from the big boys in business industry, the car lots, any type of manufacturer of any product. They're always trying to one up their competition by making their things different. Even in carpentry, the tools, they're always adding an extra light, they're adding an extra feature to one up the competition, and they constantly do this. The reason why is it works. People want something that other people do not have. That's where you come in, that's where you're creative, you take that over, you build something that no one else is building. You've got it up here. You've got it. Just stop. Think about it. Hey, this is a cool item, but what would make it even more awesome? And then you do it. I mean, you've got this. The biggest thing that I've noticed in people is they doubt themselves. Do not doubt yourself. You can do anything that you set your mind to. I have people ask me all the time, hey, what can you not do? And my answer is, the only thing that I cannot do is the thing that I haven't tried. Yeah, I may be weak at certain things, but the only thing that I absolutely cannot do, besides having a baby, is the thing that I haven't tried. If you're too scared to try it, you'll never succeed at it. You'll never know if you can do it. And that's a waste. You've got this, guys. Keep yourself motivated. Keep yourself moving forward. You're going to have some kickbacks. You're going to have people trying to knock you down. You're going to have setbacks. Just keep moving forward. I mean, this with any type of business. Do not let this stuff discourage you, but learn from any mistake that you do and go out there and make that money. It is there, I'm telling you. Okay, guys, so I know this one got a little passionate there towards the end, but that's me. That's the way that I think. That's the way that I believe in people that don't believe in themselves. So, sorry. But you've got this. If you've enjoyed this video, there's more to come. Smash that subscribe button, follow for more. I've got tons of content that I'm wanting to put out there on making money with woodworking. I want to see every one of you guys succeed, and you can do it. We need to keep this craft alive. So till next time, guys, see ya. Go out there, make that money.